go or what?
Let's just wait. Whoa! Wow.
Oh, we gotta go.
What is up, guys? I'm Lincoln. This is Dread Captures, and I'm glad you're here. I hope you like this episode's footage of cryptids, chaos, and anything caught on camera. As always, it goes a long way. If you could like, subscribe, share with a friend, I would be super grateful, and I will see you in the comments.
Ready? Big too.
Okay, I need all the info. I need to know what's happened here. Holy cow. Look at some of these comments, they're pretty funny too. Footage from a man who was out hunting one day has gone viral online. The man, just surveying his surroundings and finding a place to post up, caught a little movement out of the corner of his eye. The creature ducked down, he followed it with his eyes and eventually picked it up. His brain told him he was looking at a large monkey, a primate. But as he watched it further, the mannerisms were a little unfamiliar. Now, the guy that filmed this explains that he's been in the woods his whole life, hunting, trapping, tracking animals. He is very knowledgeable about what's going on with regard to the local wildlife. But this thing, he's a little perplexed. He posted this footage and eventually it made its way up the food chain to some experts. Video editing experts, and they confirmed that the video is real. It's authentic. There don't seem to be any signs of manipulation. That wasn't the only attention it grabbed. Cryptozoologists and researchers, wildlife explorers, they were all eager to get to the area in hopes of finding more evidence. It really became the talk of the town. Everyone was wondering what kind of creature it could be. Most people went with Bigfoot, but a lot of people thought it could just be an undiscovered species. One additional theory suggests that this creature might be an evolutionary offshoot, a population of a species thought to have gone extinct long ago. With the remote, dense forest offering this perfect habitat, it is possible that such beings could have lived in isolation, unnoticed by any of us. Maybe this creature represents an ancient species, perhaps a close relative to early primates that somehow adapted to its environment and survived. Such discoveries have been made in the past. We've featured a lot of Bigfoot vocalizations on this channel, but this might be the best one. Bigfoot researchers have traveled down to Florida to investigate the growls and noises that a couple have been hearing behind their home.
That is a growl.
It is a growl. Fall back up this way.
My thoughts on it when I hear it, I mean, it's either a Bigfoot or an African lion. I mean, doesn't it? It kind of sounds like a lion a little bit.
That is a growl.
It is a growl. Fall back up this way.
Absolutely not. What is this thing? A man said he was out for a walk one night when he heard some scurrying around in an abandoned house. Whips out his phone and this is what he finds. I mean, commenters are saying that this is something known as a fire demon. So I looked that up, and basically the gist of it is that these creatures run around in the dark and they start fires. They're very mischievous and they're always starting trouble. So the name checks out. Of course, I don't know if this is a fire demon, but I do know one thing. This guy is way too close to it, and this thing is freaky. If it's not a fire demon, what do you guys think this could be? It almost looks like an animal that has been unfortunately caught in a fire. However, it has kind of human-like movements. I don't know. If you have any, let me know your thoughts.
I don't have time to be scared.
In the rough and tumble wilderness, a dedicated Bigfoot researcher ventures into his usual exploration grounds. Camera in hand, the man is hoping to gather evidence of Bigfoot. And I'll be damned. This time, it seems his patience might have paid off. In this incredible footage, he captures what could be some of the most compelling Sasquatch vocalizations to date. Sounds that vibrate the forest, and unlike anything I've ever heard. But that's not all. If you look closely, you might actually be able to spot the figure blending into the landscape, hiding in plain sight among the foliage. I can't tell if these are just the way the light is shining or if these shadowy forms really are Bigfoot. This is a pretty incredible moment for this man, if this really is Bigfoot, because he has been searching for years and years and years. Now, I was wondering, these vocalizations might be a form of communication between multiple Sasquatch and Bigfoot. If so, that would suggest that Sasquatch might have a more complex social structure than previously imagined. Perhaps kind of like that of primates. Gorillas, chimpanzees. Could these eerie calls be used for territory marking? Maybe even coordinating group movements or warning others of the researcher's presence. That's most likely. I mean, the possibility of these complex behaviors definitely adds another layer of intrigue to this. Dive into the footage, do some digging, and if you find anything, let us know. Crazy clip here taken out of Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. A lady named Sarah is fishing from a small local dock, and when you know it, she was able to hook herself up with a rockfish. Of course, she's pretty excited, she's reeling it in, but then this happens.
That wheel line.
Oh, shit! Oh, Jesus Christ! It's on mine, it's on mine! Get it!
Shit,
Son of a bitch, it's a shark!
It's a shark! A shark! It's a big ass shark!
It's on your pole, baby. Keep reeling. Keep reeling.
Oh, God.
Oh, I got that on camera!
Did you have it on camera?
I thought that was the coolest clip. Maybe because it reminded me of home a little bit. There was a restaurant in a town nearby where I grew up, and all the fishing boats would come in, and they would clean their fish, and they would just push it into the water, just a little creek there. The water was pretty deep because you had to get bigger sport fishing boats out of there. So what would happen is sharks would swim up the creek mouths and just hang out under this restaurant. And it was like in this cute little town, like you would see tourists like, oh, look at this, overlooking the water. And I'd be like, you don't want to fall in there. But anyway, it was super cool. And like they caught all these big bull sharks, lemon sharks, thresher sharks, and they were big, but they're just coming in there to eat. So yeah. In a video clip recently posted on Instagram, a nighttime scene unfolds on a nearly deserted road. Only a few motorcyclists ride by as the person filming the scene slows down, spotting something strange walking along the dimly lit road. Curiosity takes hold and they come to a stop to get a closer look at this mysterious figure. The creature is notably tall, with a slender frame and a disturbingly pale skin tone. It briefly turns its head to face the camera before continuing its walk. Unfortunately, the person behind the camera isn't able to capture a clearer view of what or who this could be. Debate has developed regarding the video's authenticity. Some viewers suggest that the figure appears computer-generated, dismissing the site as a clever online hoax. On the other hand, believers in extraterrestrial life present a different theory, speculating that this figure might be evidence of beings from beyond our planet. One other possibility is that this could be some sort of experimental subject or a reclusive individual suffering from an extremely rare medical condition. The unsettling appearance of the creature, the tall, thin, and pale, could be a result of an unusual condition that causes both an extreme lack of pigmentation and an altered body structure. Now, could it be that someone or something is living far from society, avoiding interaction, and only rarely crossing paths with civilization? Well, whatever the truth may be, the clip has certainly sparked conversation, prompting us to wonder about the mysteries that our world, and possibly others, might hold. The average reaction time of a cat is 0.02 seconds. That of a snake is 0.04. That's in milliseconds, and it doesn't sound like much, but basically cats are twice as fast. And if you're wondering how we stack up, well, the average reaction time of a human is 250 milliseconds. Correct, making us 12 times slower than the average cat. You're sitting there thinking, I'm not sure all cats are faster than snakes. This clip's for you. This next clip, taken from a man doing some hiking in the woods near his home, shows him catching footage of a very strange looking creature. Watch as he zooms into these bushes. Yeah, now, I don't know what that could be. Some in the comments are saying that it's a white Bigfoot, an albino Bigfoot. Another popular opinion was that it was some type of owl, and honestly, I could see that. And there is a particular owl that kind of looks like this. The name is slipping my mind, but let me know if you remember what it is. This next bit of footage was captured by a young kid just hanging out in front of his house. He spots a strange creature standing behind a cactus, directly in front of his house. Startled, the kid ran inside and grabbed his iPad and started filming. From the front porch, of course. If we focus in, the creature, it's pretty unsettling, was looking directly at this kid. It has strange movements, and its behavior appears almost primate-like. Definitely a little unnatural. It doesn't take a biologist to see that this creature is likely covered in hair. Now, as the video comes to an end, the creature ultimately will leave the child alone, moving away from the property. There are lots of opinions in the comments. Some of them are going to worst case scenario, like, what if they had crossed paths at night? What if this creature breaks in the house? Ay, ay, ay. Another theory suggests that this creature might be an animal suffering from a severe health condition, possibly mange. Mange can cause patches of fur to fall off, giving this creature a bizarre appearance that could be easily mistaken for something supernatural or unusual. The strange jerky movements might also indicate that the creature was sick or disoriented in some way. I don't know about all that. I guess it's possible that the child stumbled across a wild animal in a vulnerable state, making this seem more mysterious than it actually is? I don't know, it just leaves me wanting more. Recently, a YouTuber set out for some time in the woods, just to camp and check out some wildlife. After a storm passed, he returned to his campsite only to notice large boot prints in the mud, prints that most definitely were not his. A chill ran through him and a sense of unease immediately set in. The place felt different. To ease his nerves, he set up a live camera to monitor his area while he went out to explore. I mean, he was pretty confused. There was no signs of anyone nearby, but he couldn't shake this anxious feeling, and it continued to grow as he began to hear strange, unfamiliar sounds, almost like the swoosh of a giant bird moving through the trees, but nothing he could put his eyes on. He initially only spotted the usual nocturnal animals wandering about. However, as he kept going, something strange caught his eye. A mysterious light flickering in the distance. But that was it. He continued his camping trip and things got a little bit better, but a few days later, again reviewing his footage, an odd shape appeared on the camera. And now we are on and cracking. What is that thing? We see a big hairy body. I mean, it looks like a Bigfoot or a skunk ape. The creature is definitely moving in a kind of peculiar way. You see him reaching in the air. It's almost like he's swatting flies around his head or something. Some of the commenters are saying that it's just a guy going through the woods, and I don't know about that. It was kind of weird. It's like, this actually looks like Bigfoot, and not many people are even bringing it up. Like, now you think this is a guy? But to that point, what is that other guy doing in the frame? Maybe he's trying to show us the scale of the other creature, how big he is. Now, one possible theory that drifts into the more realistic area is that the strange light and odd shape could be tied to a survivalist or someone living off-grid deep within the forest. There are often reports of people who choose to live far from society, and they could have just been passing through the area. The light might have been from their flashlight or campfire, and the boot prints would suggest more of a human presence than a creature. The unsettling sounds, like the swoosh of a giant bird, could potentially be explained by makeshift traps or mechanisms set up by such individuals to ward off intruders, to even catch prey. I mean, I guess it is possible that the YouTuber stumbled into an area where someone wanted to stay hidden. Well, whatever the explanation, this footage is pretty good, and it definitely has my attention. If you haven't seen them on this channel, I'm sure you've seen them on YouTube, but these feel-good stories. Animals helping animals, people helping animals, animals helping people. You get it. Well, this next clip shows a gigantic tiger shark. According to the uploader, you can see that the nice shark is just trying to push the turtle up on the stern of the boat. Once the people on the boat grab the turtle, they notice that he was definitely tangled really badly in a fishing net. They were able to clear most of the net from his fins, but there was an awful piece that was wrapped around his neck. He was fighting them, and they have a bite that you don't want to mess with. They were eventually able to get him flipped over and cut the piece around his neck. It appears they even applied some type of medicine to it. Now here's my deal. I don't know that that shark was helping, actually. I think he was trying to probably eat that turtle, but his teeth couldn't penetrate the shell, so he was pushing it. Look, more than most, I'm all for a feel-good story. I just don't know that that's what was happening. Nevertheless, it ended up being a great story because the turtle was helped. So, everybody wins. This next clip was taken over 10 years ago, uploaded by the channel Legends Beware. A hiker just out exploring was able to capture this footage in Georgia. Deep in the forest, he spotted what appeared to be Bigfoot. Just monstrous, 10 feet tall, covered in hair, walking ever so slightly on the forest ground, barely making a noise. The man continues to watch before the creature disappears into the trees. The hiker was blown away. His adrenaline was pumping. He eventually got his wits about him and decided that he was going to go home, which is a very good idea, I believe. God only knows what else could be lurking nearby. Many a naysayer have offered up the theory that this could have just been a bear rearing up on its hind legs. Bears, especially black bears, can appear much larger when they stand upright, often reaching heights that could easily be mistaken for Bigfoot. Additionally, that would explain the large hairy body. But on the flip side, the eyewitness, he's not having it. He's basically like, I know this wasn't a freaking bear, and he's adamant about what he saw. What say you guys? Okay, so this next clip I found to be pretty cool for some reason. I'm not sure why. It's not something I would usually put into a video, but I've put it in, taken it out, so I don't know. Check it out. I just thought the time lapse was kind of cool in this. Check it out. Six car owners have parked their car on this little hill to avoid all the flooding. I mean, it's such a normal looking apartment complex. This was taken in the Czech Republic and apparently was the worst flood in their history.